What's up, coaches? Another episode of One Play the JV Way. I'm Coach Easton. No guests this week, just me. And today we're going to be talking a little GH counter. This is the fourth run play that we install in our system. But it's a great play to install because it gives you the option to do a little misdirection while at the same time staying true to if you are a gap down backer scheme, or if you're a true gap scheme team. So I'm just going to go through the ways that we teach it at the JV level, where I am, and hopefully give you some tips as to install it in your system or run it a little easier if you guys are already running counter. So what is counter? It's designed to attack the defense with a little bit of misdirection and multiple pullers. It's basically you take what we talked about with power, but you flip the roles of the pulling guard and the H. In this case, the guard would be the kicker and the H would be the wrapper. It allows you to come across the formation. So you can line up with your strength to one side and come across the formation to the opposite if you have a team that's loading your strength up quite a bit. The running back will take a nice little counter step, drawing linebackers if they're reading the running back. It'll draw them to step one way and then give the running back a nice head start at his path. The lineman, if you're using gap down backer, it gives you really nice angles of attack, especially if the defense is aligning to your strength. Let's say you're running against a 4-3 like we see quite a bit. And you're running against, that base 4-3 look of a 3-tech and a 0-tech, you're going to have a lot better angles coming down, and you're going to have the opportunity to attack a weaker backside. So the counter gives you a lot of great options to be able to be successful like that. So here's a video clip of that. We didn't actually run a lot of running back GH counter last year. So this is a clip of our varsity team running it, but we teach it and run it very similar. So what you're going to see is this guard right here. He's going to come down and kick out this big hoss right here. And then the H is going to come up and wrap and lead block for the running back, who's just going to cut down, follow the rump line, and go to the races. So we have a nice kick. H is wrapping up. I love the cut here by the running back. Our H went this way and took some blockers to lead that path with him. So our running back cut inside to be able to get some more yardage. So again, just to give you a look at what it looks like full speed without me stomping it like a goof. Come across, kick out, run up, and goodbye. Okay, so it's a nice play to be able to run, again, to get you looking or get the defense lining up one way and come across the formation against them. Okay, so typical assignments when we teach counter, what we call cowboy. First of all, the play side of the offensive line, so this is counter left. The play side of the offensive line is running gap down backer rules. If you haven't watched Coach Chip Siegel before, he teaches it the best. I'm not going to try to reinvent the wheel. I got to give credit where credit's due. Gap down backer is the simplest way to teach gap blocking, and all it is you just say, hey, offensive lineman, is there somebody in your backside gap? No? Then run your tracks and find somebody to hit. Okay, go second level. Is there somebody in your gap right here? For this guard, yes. So he's going to take this block right here, and he's just going to down block him, get a really nice angle, attack the hip and the play side number, and just drive him out. For the center, nobody's in his gap, so he's going to down block until he finds somebody, and the person that's going to end up being in his path is the opposite defensive tackle. I'm getting a nice seal here so that he can't get in the hip pocket of our guard. Now, our backside guard is going to be the pull, and he's going to be the kick out. Okay, he needs to be able to get some space on that defensive end, where our H is going to be our wrap. He's going to follow the rump line and come take on the backside linebacker. In this case, it's the Will. And then our running back is going to follow him, cut in or cut behind the rump line, and go upfield. So again, gap down backer rules. Okay, very simple philosophy. Is there anybody aligned to your gap, your backside gap? Then you block them. Okay. If nobody's there, then you down block to the next available person. And if nobody's there, then you go to the backer. Okay. We're leaving the play side end and the play side middle or the play side linebacker to be blocked by the kick and the wrap. Gap down backer. It's easy and the reason I say easy, it's not easy necessarily to be able to do it, but I love the way that Chip Siegel says it, where he says it's easier to teach a lineman to block somebody down on a hip than it is to teach two linemen to block somebody vertically forward. So being able to attack the hip and block them down makes it work a lot better. The kick out and the pull. So our backside guard is the kick out. He's going to be the one responsible for coming down the line of scrimmage, and kicking out. Okay. In this case, I'm sorry, this is a bad picture. This is power. So let me flip it to the opposite side here, if I can. So let's say that so we're running counter the opposite way. This guard would be the kicker. He's going to come down and pull and just try to displace this defensive end. That's all he has to do. He has to displace him and bump him out one gap. Our H is going to follow the rump line. So you're getting this whole wall of butts blocking down this way. He's going to follow that rump line and get up the hole to be able to turn and seal off this linebacker. That's all he has to do. So we're looking for a kick by the guard right here, and a wrap and seal by our H. And that's the same language you use, and that's the same thing we teach. Kick out and wrap. That's all you have to think. Now, when it comes to the running back, he's going to follow that rump line. He's going to follow that rump line down. So right here, if this is the rump line, okay, this running back is going to follow it. Here's our pull and our seal, and he's going to wrap up after that rump line, find the hole, find space. Okay. So, but basically, if you just teach your running back, follow the H-back. That's all he has to do. Follow the H-back. Just like in power where you follow the guard, H-back, you follow the back. Or counter, you follow the H. Okay, so here's another example. Right here, here's our H, number 45 on the left. He's going to be our wrap. Here's our backside guard. He's going to be the kick. There he comes. Okay, he blocks this end, gets a nice little block on him. Gives our running back just enough space to be able to find space, or just enough space to cut inside, and our H enough space to get a second block there on a linebacker coming down. Okay. Now, I said we didn't run at the JV level last year. We didn't run a lot of running back counter. We ran more quarterback counter. So instead of stacking our running back and our H-back, we would run counter with a slant formation. And what we would do is we would fake Indy, because a lot of teams knew that we ran a lot of inside zone. So we would fake our inside zone here. Quarterback would do his mesh, and then he would follow the guard in the H to see if he couldn't get pay dirt. So let's get rid of that and show you the play. So in this situation, okay, our guard right here is going to pull and kick. Our H is going to come up and wrap and see what we can get. 75 runs down. Now our backside tackle was a little aggressive and decided that he was just going to take the block. Our guard recognized it and said, you know what, I'm just going to lead block for our quarterback. Help him get up. He does a pretty good job. Okay. That's a way to turn it into what could have been a really mess of a play into something pretty decent. Now it's wider than I'd like the quarterback to take that path, but if the tackle's not going to do his job, then we can't do much about it. Again, same thing. We're going to counter it to the left. H is going to wrap up. Our guard is going to pull down. We get a little better angle of attack here. 52 comes, kicks this guy out right here. Our H is able to come up and block this guy. And our quarterback actually did cut up, but then he widened out, which is fine. They're JV kids. They're young. As long as you teach them to cut upfield first. And that's a big rule that I have with all my running backs is my running backs aren't allowed to dance in the backfield. They have to get through the line of scrimmage first before they can start doing any dancing. So here, quarterback does a good job of finding the hole before he does any sort of cut. Okay, the dance floor to my running backs, I tell them the dance floor is up here. This right here is backstage. Okay, nobody sees you dance backstage. They want to see you dance out here. Okay, last example. Same thing, quarterback counter. We're going to get the wrap here and the pull. Actually, we got a double pull on that one. A little miscommunication there. But sometimes it works out for you. So instead of getting the down block, our guard fold blocked. We had another wrap. Quarterback comes up. Again, our quarterback by the end of the season did a pretty good job of being able to find that hole between the wrap or the kick and the wrap. And he finds space and follows the guard. So anyway, that was a quick video this week to kind of explain how we teach counter. Again, you don't have to make it super advanced for your JV kids. Give them simple language, gap down backer rules, wrap, kick out, follow the rump line. Okay, that's all you got to do. Just teach them simple, basic language, simple, basic scheme, and you can be successful. If you want more like this, okay, find me on. You go to coachingshare.com, go to the blog section. You can read the JV Playbook. This week's topic was talking about how to install these plays at a slower level and pace it out. Believe it or not, I install basically one run play and one pass play every two days. Go on and read about how I do that. On Facebook, you can go to the JV Playbook or the JV community. Join up the JV community. Share ideas, share topics, questions, anything you have. Okay, trying to build a system of support for JV and sub-varsity coaches around the Facebook world. You can find me on X, Instagram, and YouTube. TikTok now as well too, at Coach Easton 268. So find me, drop a line, direct message me, anything you want. Just reach out, ask me questions. I love to talk ball whenever I get the opportunity. So, feel free to jump in. But in the meantime, good luck with all those who are already in season or starting starting their season. We start in 12 days. So as you're progressing and as you're moving forward, just remember, teach it, rep it, build it, because that's the JV way.